तुझसे रूठी हूँ मुझे मना लेना ओ जाने जा
छेड़ेंगे हम तुझको लड़की तू है बड़ी बुम्बाट उलाला 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 तू है मेरी फैंटेसी
Me have to live life to the fullest. Yo, yo, yo. Me have to live life to the fullest. Party turn up, everybody feel nice. High grade a bun, liquor gone pan ice. Wake this morning, I see the sunrise. I just thank God for my life. Every man grab a girl, any one of them choice. Girl grab a man, where them did eyes. Wake this morning, I see the sunrise. I just thank God for my life. So you know, a thanks me giving. Me heart still a beat, yeah, me still living. Yeah, me day in at the party, I watch couple shorty, I wine and I dance to the rhythm. All who no know the song them singing. No vibrate so me head start spinning. Video man ready, figure to the flaming. Start the thing from the beginning. Watch and
good night, and welcome to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Well, we have the pleasure of having the beautiful and honorable Karen Gopi in the studio tonight, alongside another beautiful singer. So, guys, keep it locked, share the link, share the love, and we'll be right back with Shanaz Musical Sensation interviewing the beautiful, honorable Karen Gopi. Keep it locked, let's share the link and share the love. Angels Caribbean Band. We will take that one from the TOP because I do love the Angels Caribbean Band, and we all know they will be rocking November 13th SMS Birthday Bash.
ये ज़मीं गा रही है, आसमां गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है। ये ज़मीं गा रही है, आसमां गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है। शौक कलियों की घूंघट सरकने लगी है। शौक कलियों की घूंघट सरकने लगी है। मस्त फूलों के दिल भी धड़कने लगी है। ये बहारों का दिलकश समा गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है। ये ज़मीं गा रही है, आसमां गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है। झूम कर पर्वतों पे घटा जा रही है। झूम कर पर्वतों पे घटा जा रही है। प्यार की उम्र शायद करीब आ रही है। मेरा दिल प्यार की ये दास्तां गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है। ये ज़मीं गा रही है, आसमां गा रहा है, साथ मेरे ये सारा जहां गा रहा है।
Thank you for being a part of Shanaz Musical Sensation. Let me say a special good night to Mr. Fayuz Ali, Usha Sankar. Good evening to you, Auntie Nalini Naidu. Hey, Rishi Rambali Fawaka to you. Good evening, good evening. Thank you very much, Usha Sankar. I believe they went up a little bit exit that app and re-enter it. Hey, the Firish Boy platform, I'm hoping that you will be sharing this link and the love tonight because SMS is the DJ and host. Where is Select the Bolt? Select the Bolt is absent today, but he is, entitled for a sick day or callings out there. Hey, good evening, Tantinili. Thank you guys for joining us and sharing that link. I'm looking forward for more share as we get the beautiful Honorable Karen Gopi on air with you guys. It's about knowing your contestant, knowing the artist, knowing who is your representative when it comes to community, right? Thank you very much for each and every one of you for joining us here. Pearl Sahadev, good night to you, and your handsome dad, Mr. Yusuf, good night to you. Thank you, DJ Bolt. That is Select the Bolt on the ones. Well, it's Select the SMS tonight. Hey, Rishi Rambali, good evening to you. Isa and Elissa Mohammed, good night, good night. Alamin Mohammed in the beautiful homeland, Guyana. Where is, somebody say, I'm having a feedback, I believe. Good evening to each and every one of you. Hit share, let's go. Elisa, all the wonderful folks in Skelton Burbies, good night to you. Let's rock and roll with the Angels Caribbean Band. As you all know, they will be rocking for my birthday, which will be at Majestic Market November 13. And one of my favorite songs is Heartbreak. Thank you, DJ Bolt. At this time, we cannot go back to that, but let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give a warm welcome to the Honorable Karen Gopi. Good evening to you, Karen. How are you tonight?
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for having me, Karen. As you guys see in the pictures I posted, and this Saturday on Spectrum TV channel 96, you will see the beautiful meet and greet that your colleagues and your friends held for you at a beautiful restaurant, I believe.
Aldo's in Corfe Bay.
Oh, that's right. So you guys will have a front row seat to that beautiful meet and greet. But tonight is an honor having you in the studio as election is set for November 2nd.
November 2nd.
Early election start October 23rd. And you guys know I will go out and vote. I'm urging you guys to get out there and vote as well. Hey, Robert Romp, he's saying, Karen, good night to you. Fawaka Suriname. Yes, DJ Bolt, well into the movies. What can I say? Well, it's an honor having you in the studio tonight. And if you guys want to ask her a question, she is here tonight just for you. And I'll read you guys a little bit of her bio and make a guess. I love to get our audience involved in who our guest is. The Judge Karen Gopi, right? She was born in Trinidad and reside here in New York. Moved here since you were 1 year old, I would say.
That's true.
So we have some Trinidad folks in the studio. Somebody say Raymond Ramnarine. Where is Raymond Ramnarine? Somebody wake Raymond right up right now. It's representing Trinidad and Tobago. So guys, I am waiting for your questions as everyone is still sharing the link. Hey Ashram, good evening to you. Rishi Rambali, good evening. I want to see your questions coming in as I know Mr. Fayuz have some question on his own. Good evening, good evening. Let's see, my first question to you tonight, and it's coming from Mr. Fayuz. What is your experience being a judge in the criminal court system?
So I've been a judge for the last approximately 6 years in Queens Criminal Court. And while in Queens Criminal Court as a judge, I'm presiding over low-level crimes considered misdemeanors as well as higher-level crimes considered felonies. I have been presiding over also the diversion parts, so for youth, getting them into services and programming and outside of the court. I've also presided over the trafficking part, so traffic victims and getting them into services and out of that lifestyle. And right now I'm presiding over what's called the felony waiver part, so that's serious cases, the most serious cases in Queens involving gangs, drugs, rapes, homicides that prior to being indicted and prior to going up to Supreme Court.
Wow. That brings me to my next question. Where does your drive, passion, and inspiration come from for public service?
That is going back to very young days, coming to this country with my parents, being educated in this country, and growing up without a lot of means in East New York, Brooklyn. I saw my family struggling. I saw family and friends struggling. I was surrounded by immigrants, from all over the Caribbean. And you saw, whether they were victims of crimes or they were accused of crimes, or them dealing with immigration issues and having to go to INS, the struggles that they went through and the distrust that they had for the system and how people took advantage of them. And for me, growing up here, I was able to navigate the system a little more because I was educated here, and I really wanted to make a difference for those people who felt like they couldn't come forward themselves, and to be a voice and an advocate for those individuals. And that's what started me on my career with law and my politics, everything to do with politics and helping the community.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, Karen Golpe is our Democratic candidate for Supreme Court. So yes, from criminal court, she's heading to Supreme Court. We need you guys to get out there. November 2nd is election, but early election start October 23rd. Get out there and vote for Karen Golpe. Now, does diversity and inclusion matter in your judicial system?
I believe it does. I believe it does in politics. I believe it does in the courtroom. The reality is we complain about so much of our community or minorities being arrested, not getting a fair shot. The numbers in jail being not reflective of our community, but more, the minority groups are more represented, unfortunately, in our jails. And the only way we're going to change that dynamic is bringing in people who know our community in all positions of leadership, whether it's the court, where we understand our religion, we understand our community, we understand our traditions, and it's familiar faces, so people are comfortable coming into the courtroom and feel like they have a fair shot. And, besides the courtroom, we need representation in all levels of politics, all levels of leadership, all levels of community, because if we have a seat at the table, that's the only way that we can change from the inside. You need people inside and you need people outside.
And if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, as I said.
You're so funny.
So we want a seat at the table. It's about time we get good representation. Hey, Salman Rahman, good evening to you. Mr. Jacob Ramsami, good evening to you. Anisha and Ashika and Tika, good evening. Good evening. Mak Patel, thank you very much. Usha Sankar, Jamila Umrao. Yes, Raymond Ramnarayan just launched his Kyahua, and I do have that song for you guys. So thank you very much, Mr. Robert Trump and Ashram. If you guys have a question, please feel free to ask it right here in this forum, because she is here to answer your question. And as you see, she have a drive within. You have to have a motivation to help before you go that far. From a criminal system, criminal court, all the way to Supreme Court, it's good to be up there seeing a familiar face or seeing someone who represents your community. You know that, there might be a lot of understanding behind the bench.
And just to add, I am a mom. I live in the community. I have kids in the community. So I am practical. I am pretty much one of you guys. I've lived the life. I have the family. And, I have the background. I was a prosecutor for a number of years. I was a court attorney, which is a fancy way of saying that I worked with judges for a number of years. And now I've been a judge for 6 years. So I have the experience, and I have the confidence of the Democratic Party because I was nominated. So it's just a matter of getting through the election in November and hoping that the community comes out and votes and supports me, because your vote does matter. Each and every vote matters.
Right. Your vote is your voice. If you want to see change, you have to get out there and cast that ballot. My next question is, what advice would you give to young people, particularly young girls and minority immigrants pursuing public service?
I would say, number one, it is worthwhile. It does not pay in terms of money, but it pays in terms of happiness. I think there's satisfaction in doing the work that we do and giving back to our community and helping other people. I think there's rewards that are beyond financial. I also like to tell anyone that I mentor, especially young females, and minorities as a whole. Don't let anyone rain on your parade or tell you that you can't
cannot
do
do
something.
something.
I think, unfortunately, we're surrounded so many times by people who say you can't, you
It's
won't.
more negativity
It's
than
too
inspiration
exactly,
and encouragement.
and that it's too hard, or it's not worth it, or why are you doing that? And you need to take that negativism and put it aside or use it to motivate. Don't let anyone destroy your passion and what you want to do, because money will come when you're happy in doing, when you're pursuing the career and what satisfies you.
Fulfill your, yeah. You know you're doing this for you and you're doing this for others to make a difference in their life. And every time you're at the bench and you make a difference with a ruling, it gives you that sense that you did your best to do this and come up with the right advice. So thank you guys for being a part of Shanaz Musical Sensation. We'll keep the questions coming in just a bit. Let's go with a song from the beautiful Gita from the Angels Caribbean Band. For those of you who missed it, Aja Nachale.
मेरा झुमका उठा के नया यार वे जो गिरा था बरेली के बाजार में मैं तो तुमको लगा के शर्मा गई बोले घूम कर बता
Exotic prints for all your customized print. It's Exotic Prints. Access 24 Homes, the name to call is Access 24 Homes. That's the winning team. Thank you guys for being in our company. We are talking with the Honorable Karen Golpi, who is currently running for criminal court and heading to Supreme Court. That is the big house, as they say. The big house. And as we were talking about domestic violence, you said there is a need for that. There needs some counseling service in our community. We focus a lot in Guyana and Trinidad, but right here at home, where we call home in New York, we do need some of that, right?
We definitely need more services. There are services in place, but our community, unfortunately, does not participate as much as they need to. I think it's still very much hidden and very much people are afraid to come forward and are distrusting of the system and law enforcement. And it's sad because there is help out there and no one should live in an abusive relationship.
Especially when it comes to bullying in the schools, in the classroom. It's sad that we see recently, a few days ago, someone sent me a post of a 13-year-old girl who was being bullied right after her 13th birthday, and she went and committed suicide. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to open your eyes, to have that conversation on a daily basis with your kids, because we are all going through a lot. As adults, it could be overbearing for us. So imagine what their young, developing minds must be going through. To go to school every day and have someone picked on you that, your hair is not perfect, your skin tone is brown. You need to speak with your kids. Do not speak to them. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way conversation. As parents, we're all in the studio today. We are mothers, and we have beautiful kids. We want them to rise above. We want to empower them to believe in themselves. So know that, no, bullying is not going to be happening here, but you do have somewhere to go. We have guidance counselors. We have to encourage our kids to say, if you don't want to speak to us or bring it home, go make an effort to go speak to your guidance counselor, because they always notify the parents if there is a need. Do not wait until it's too late to say, you know what, I did not see the sign. You don't know. And right now we're talking about educating for the doctors about seeing the signs.
So one of the things that we're paying attention to is more education and training for doctors and nurses to realize the signs and to be more sensitive when they're speaking to victims, and also obviously law enforcement, because that's the first avenue that people reach out to when they believe that they're in danger.
Thank you. Mr. Ivor Safi, he said, Judge Karen Golpi demonstrate intelligent knowledge and passion for her higher office. I endorse her candidacy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rohini Chital, good evening to you. Hey, Mr. Joseph Ramsamy, good evening, good evening. And I do know a lot of folks are in Mandir tonight because it's the last night of, Navratri, and our artiste is dressed for Navratri. She didn't bring any prasad, but I'm hoping that we'll go to a mandir tonight after our program and have some prasad, offer some prayers. So happy Navratri to each and every one of you. It's the final night. Whatever we do, we have to make time for prayers, and prayers move mountains. I always say that. When you kneel down and pray, He will take care of all your worries. You're never alone when you have God on your side, and He's always on your side. No matter you're Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, we all pray to one God. Auntie Nalini, good evening to you. Good evening to each and every one of you. Ashika, Anika, good evening. Joseph, how you guys are doing? I am waiting for some questions from you guys because, she might be seeing a lot of you from Queens in her courtroom.
Hopefully not.
Maybe they'll pay you a visit, but not, on the wrong side of the law. So good evening, good evening. Thank you for being in our company. Hey, Sabita Gilal, good evening to you. And I know you went to Mandir earlier. So what else would you like to urge our viewers out there to do? I know November 2nd, guys, it seems like it's only November, but the time is flying so fast that early election, do not wait for last minute. Get out there and vote for the Honorable Karen Golpi. She is our Democratic candidate for Supreme Court Judge. So get out there and start early voting. Do not wait for last minute, as we know things happen. You might get caught up in something and said, November 2nd came and went and I didn't get to vote. Mr. Harun Khan, good evening to you. So what would you like to tell our audience out there?
So, few things. Those of you that requested mail-in ballots, those should be in your mailboxes already or coming. So please look for them and please fill it out. Remember to sign it, sign the envelope, and send that back timely. For those of you that want to participate in early voting because you're not available to vote on election day, go out. Your vote matters, and whether you're voting for me or you're voting for someone else, it's really important that our community comes out and they vote. For different reasons. The politicians do pay attention to what neighborhoods are voting. They pay attention to what ethnicities are voting. So if we want other people to be elected or nominated or promoted, or we want services in our community, whether it's for our kids, after-school programs, for our seniors, senior centers, anything and everything, they have to see that we're showing up and that we're at the ballots and we're either voting them in or voting them out. And so that's other ethnicities show up and they pay attention to those communities. Why should our community get less resources than anyone else?
We get less resources because we don't go up, we don't show up. But for the last few elections, I'm proud to say all of my audience actually went out and they cast their ballots for the right candidate who we are promoting. Because if we know someone is good for our community, we will put them on air to let you guys know who they are and go out there and vote. We all love to complain, but we can't complain all the time if we can't make an effort for change. You know, change starts with you. Mr. Fayuz Ali, good night to you. Judge Gopi Persona, the character of a strong woman with conviction. I'm voting for Judge Gopi. Thank you very much for Supreme Court. Thank you, Mr. Fayuz Ali. And I hope Fayuz can influence a lot more of our community. I know our community leaders will be out there voting for you November 2nd. They would not wait for November 2nd. And they're all rooting your way. Mr. Ashok, good evening to you. I'm sure you'll be watching our program and the entire ICD group. Good night to you wonderful folks making a difference in our community. Someone said Raymond Ramnarine, and here it is with Raymond Ramnarine, fresh off the press. Kya hua? Let's go.
Hey yo, my sweetheart, say I'm addicted to you. My baby girl, I am addicted to you. Say I'm addicted to you. You, याद है मुझको तूने कहा था तुमसे नहीं रूठेंगे कभी दिल की तरह से आज मिले हैं कैसे भला झूलेंगे कभी तेरी बाहों में बीती हर शाम बेवफाई भी क्या याद नहीं क्या हुआ तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा खुलेगा दिल जिस दिन तुम्हें वो दिन जिंदगी का आखिरी दिन होगा क्या हुआ तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा So why you leave? Girl, why you leave? Why you sweetheart, tell me the reason why you leave. Why you leave? Why you leave? Girlfriend, tell me the reason why you leave. भूलेगा दिल जिस दिन तुम्हें वो दिन जिंदगी का आखिरी दिन होगा क्या हुआ तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा ओ कहने वाले मुझको फरेबी कौन फरेबी है ये बता वो जिसने गम लिया प्यार की खातिर या जिसने प्यार को बेच दिया हो नशा दौलत का ऐसा भी क्या कि तुझे कुछ भी याद नहीं क्या हुआ तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा Break it down, 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 break it down, down, break it down,
The music boss Raymond Ramnarayan, big up to you. And yes, we have a Trinidadian in the building, and she is the Honorable Karen Gopi running. She is our Democratic candidate running for Queens County Supreme Court Judge. Going right there, you being the first Indo-Caribbean female judge in the criminal court. What is your inspiration to all the young girls, and what do you hope to bring to the Supreme Court?
So the inspiration, I believe in giving back. I participate and volunteer in all community events that I can, including vigils. I try to participate in domestic violence panels. I have done many panels on becoming a judge for our West Indian community. And I've also co-founded with other people a bar association for young lawyers and for kids in school that want to get into the law, so we can show them the pathway and we can mentor them. What I always say is that, you know, there's so many other communities that their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their mothers, et cetera, they're able to go to them and ask questions and find out what they need to do to get to the next level. Our community, you know, we have arrived, and we finally have so many people in so many leadership positions that it would be a shame if we don't reach back to the next generation and not only give back, but bring them up with us so that we've opened the door, but they can walk through it and accomplish more than we can or that we did.
Right. And speaking of that, on a cultural note, I want you to just show them your hand.
Oh.
There. That is a henna. It came from, it's our culture from India to Guyana to Trinidad. And it shows that she's still celebrating and she have her culture. And I'm sure your kids will ask you, what does that mean? It represents something. So there you are. On our cultural note, you are bringing that to New York. You're bringing up your kids with that knowledge that you have of community, of society, and where you came from. Now, do they have a lot of questions, you being born in Trinidad, and have you been back recently?
Well, because of the pandemic, we haven't been, but I take my kids there prior to the pandemic almost every year. They love Trinidad, they love the culture, they love the music, they love the food, especially my son, who I teasingly tell is a roti man.
A lot of boys grow up loving roti,
so they do, and he is roti and curry guy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, how humble she could be. She is our Honorable Judge Karen Gopi, and she is our Democratic candidate for the Queen's Supreme Court, guys, and we're urging you to get out there and start voting as early as October 23rd. Early election starts then, and I want to see you guys at the poll. So thank you very much. And Mr. Fayuz Ali, thank you. Auntie Nalini Naidu, good night. Hey, son Ojuno, good night to you. Mr. Joseph Ramsamy, I do hope they do hearing me as well. Mr. Jacob Ramsamy, Rishi Rambali, my beautiful mom, Bibi Muhammad. Good evening to each and every one of you. Thank you for being in our company. It is a beautiful Thursday night. Remember, life is what you make it, so make it a flower garden. If you want to sit under the sunset, go ahead and do it, but do not ever put your happiness or your success in someone else's hands. Sabita, good night to you, and Ivor, good night. Happy Navratri to those of you who are celebrating Navratri. I see the famous John from Queens is locked on, and yes, you guys go watch us on YouTube, and it will be uploaded to my website, shanazmusicalsensation.com. Rohan Naidu, good night to you. Good night, Auntie Nalini. Let's go, and I'm waiting for another question. I'm sure our judge has somewhere to go. She does have young and beautiful kids. Navin Ramnarayan, good evening to you, and we are on the air, so hold all the calls. Let's go. Good evening.
इन्ना सोना क्यों
name this singer. Rohini, good night, good night. Let's see if you know her melodious voice.
Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raja Nij Man Mukur Sudhari Barno Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodayak Phal Chari Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harhu Kalesh Bikar Hamare Ram Ji He Ram Ram Payo Ji Hanuman
Gayatri Kamal, Reena Matu, Radha Yasin, Sonia Ramnath, Usha Sankar,
हमारे राम जी हे राम राम पयो जी हनुमान पयो जी हनुमान पयो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी हे राम राम पयो जी हनुमान
Sensation.com, Rohan Knight.
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिह लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजन पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमत के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ बजूर ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मोज जनेऊ साजे हमारे राम जी हे राम राम पयो जी हनुमान पयो जी हनुमान पयो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी हे राम राम पयो जी हनुमान शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणियति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया
October 23rd, Little Guyana. I will be seeing you guys there for the Diwali meet.
दिखावा
Let's light up Liberty Avenue.
लंका चढ़ावा भीम रूप धर
The artist is the beautiful Geeta Bisram from the Angels Caribbean Band.
के काज सवारे
हमारे राम जी है राम राम पायो जी हनुमान पायो जी हनुमान पायो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी है राम राम पायो जी हनुमान
लाए सुजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्ष उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे हस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कभी कोविद कहे सके कहाते
हमारे राम जी है राम राम पायो जी हनुमान पायो जी हनुमान पायो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी है राम राम पायो जी हनुमान
तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मिल मुख माहि जलधि लंघि गई अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते
हमारे राम जी है राम राम पायो जी हनुमान पायो जी हनुमान पायो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी है राम राम पायो जी हनुमान
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को
The voice of the beautiful Angels Caribbean Band, Geeta Bisram. Auntie Una Prasad, good night to you, and I hope to see you soon. Rohini, thank you very much. Auntie Nalini Naidu, and for those of you who are celebrating Navratri, happy Navratri to you. Justin D. Anthony, good night. How you guys are doing? Thank you very much, and I know you love playing bhajans on your program as well. We are always observing because we were raised in a multicultural society where we were brought up in Guyana or right here in Queens. You know, bringing our culture means a lot to us. So on that note, I hope to see you guys October 23rd on Little Guyana Avenue, right there on Leffords and Liberty. Leffords and Liberty Avenue, the intersection, going back all the way to 120th Street. I hope to see you guys there as we're lighting up Liberty Avenue celebrating Diwali. Thank you very much, Alvin Ramsrup, and happy birthday to you, the beautiful Perday and Sons. Good evening, and MK Home Renovation. Good night to you, Justin. Thank you very much. I haven't seen any questions you guys are posting, but we do have the honorable judge in the studio, so she would like to urge you guys to get out there and vote November 2nd. Please start voting early. Don't wait for November 2nd. You could start as early as October 23rd. So get out there, vote, and then come to Liberty Avenue, Little Guyana, to see her and take a picture. Remember, you're hashtagging the Honorable Karen Gopi for our Democratic, she is our Democratic candidate for Queens Supreme Court County, right? We are so proud that you are representing us. When it comes to women empowerment, you are setting an example for our younger generation coming there to say that you're living in America. They say you could accomplish anything as long as you put your mind to it and work towards it. And that's what you're doing. You're raising the bar. You're setting an example for our younger generation, starting with your kids.
Thank you. I try very hard and I pay attention to these things.
Yes. And when it comes to bullying in school, I say have dinner with your kids as often as we can. It's not possible every night, but as often as we can to talk with them about what's going on in school, what's on your mind today. What do you want to add to the school system and bullying?
It's a difficult situation, and it's actually something that I've worked on prior to becoming a judge. I've gone into schools and talked about bullying with the police department and how to handle that. I've also gone into schools to talk about social media and posting and how that affects kids' lives, as well as taught in terms of the legal process, starting as early as 5th grade, because I think it's important that our kids are informed that it's not only what they do and their actions that can get them in trouble, but if they're hanging out with the wrong crowd, or if they're with someone and that person does something, how they can be criminally responsible. I think it's always important to educate our kids, provide resources, and listen to our kids. And if there's a situation where your kids are not comfortable coming to you, make sure that there's other adults that you're comfortable with, that your kids know that they can go to them.
That's right. Always have that room for open conversation with your kids, especially our teenagers. I must say it's a very tender age. We all experience teenager years from 13 to 16. We're developing, and you want to give them the right advice. You want them to come to you first with whatever is on their mind, whatever questions or concern they may have. You as a parent should always have that door open for conversation. Take them out for coffee, take them out for tea, random ice cream visit, just so you could be together, even in a car, because conversation does happen in a car. And I love my weekend drive when I have to say, I have to make a pit stop to get ice cream or get some milk. Let's go, spend some quality time. So you being the first Indo-Caribbean female in our criminal court system, I must say I'm proud of you taking the next step. So guys, get out there and vote. Born in Trinidad, migrated to the United States, 1 year old. Her parents, came from looking for a better life that most of our parents did. We came here. My dad wanted my brother to be a doctor, so we moved to New York. And here we are today, hopefully in the comfort of your living room, urging you to get out there and vote.
Yes, go out and vote. Your vote matters and your voice matters, and make it count.
That's right. Auntie Nalini Naidu, this is our home. Yes, we may live in Guyana, we may migrate from Guyana or Trinidad, but we still have to take care of our home. Charity begins at home before you migrate everywhere else and take visit there. Hey Chico, good night to you. Justin D. Anthony, Sano Juno. Happy Navratri to those of you who are celebrating. And I'm sure you know the voice of the Angels Caribbean Band. As we were talking earlier, you did something with the Angels Caribbean Band before.
Yes, I was very fortunate. They invited me to participate in a domestic violence forum that they held. They released a song about domestic violence, and they interviewed me, I think, for more than 30 minutes on the topic and on the fact that I was a prosecutor that handles specifically these kind of cases and what we see in the criminal justice system. And unfortunately, so much of our community I see before the court accused of domestic abuse or involved in love triangles that turn bad.
Done bad, right? And what do you say on domestic violence? If you're experiencing domestic violence, whether it's at home, and I think October is that awareness month, and breast cancer awareness month as well. So get out there and get yourself checked out. If you're experiencing domestic violence at home, speak to someone, reach out to a counselor. And as we have a friend in the studio who said she experienced it firsthand, we said you have to move out before you could see better, right?
While you're in it, I don't know if you're always seeing it as clearly as when you're out of it. And if other people are telling you something is wrong, listen. Sometimes when you're in it, you're so surrounded by it, you lose perspective. But your friends and your family can see it. So you need to, if they're saying to you that something is wrong or that this relationship is hurting you, and you're waking up with bruises, or you're afraid and you don't think you're going to make it through the night, you need to get some help.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Honorable Karen Gopi in our conversation tonight. So thank you for being a part of our conversation. Anita Jagroup, good night, good night. Justin D. Anthony, that's right, Navratri blessings to each and every one of you celebrating. Let's go with the beautiful Geeta Bisram. Live November 13, Angels Caribbean Band will be performing at the beautiful Majestic Marquise, and that is right there on Liberty Avenue. So guys, get out, actually 101 Avenue. So get out there and come on, let's see her together. Angels Caribbean Band, Aja Nachale.
तेरे बिन जावे तू होते जावे दिल दस के मैं करूं जो तू रुस जाने तेरे टूट जाने तेरे संग संग रहा संग कट जाने मैं तब तेरे नारे ना मान जिसका मुझे था इंतजार जिसके लिए दिल था बेकरार वो घड़ी आ गई
Geeta Bisram and
आज
Dhanraj Balgobin.
जाना है मार बिना ही तुझको या मर जाना है जिसका मुझे था इंतजार जिसके लिए दिल था बेकरार वो घड़ी आ गई आज प्यार में
We will take that one from the TOP. I know the judge have to leave us tonight, but she will be seeing you guys October 23rd on Liberty Avenue. I want to see you guys come out there in large numbers as we light up Liberty Avenue. Let's get some pictures with the beautiful and Honorable Karen Gopi. November 2nd is the elections. Get out there and start voting. October 23rd, I will give her the microphone to give you all her regards.
So thank you again for having me, and thank you for listening to what I had to say. I appreciate the time, and I appreciate any of your support. There was just one thing that I wanted to mention, Shanaz. You talked about paying attention to your kids and spending time with them and having conversations with them. The other thing that is really, really important, law enforcement will tell you, pay attention to their social media. Now bullying is not just happening in person, it's happening
Via social media.
And it's worse online than ever. And so pay attention to the social media, pay attention to who they're talking to, pay attention to what they're posting, pay attention to who their friends are. It's going to make a difference.
Thank you very much indeed. Very wonderful and intelligent information there. Anita Jack Group, good evening to you. And what would you like to appeal to our viewers out there when it comes to election? Tell them why they should vote for you for the Supreme Court justice system.
I have experience. I am from the community. I am a mom. I understand immigration. I understand consequences. I understand housing and work and everything else because I've been through it. I've lived through it. I've seen my parents struggle. am a single mom. I've struggled, and I'm real. I think most people who know me or meet me would say that. I have compassion for the job. I have a real interest in doing the right thing. I believe that I'm fair, and I think that I'd be an excellent Supreme Court judge. And if elected, I'd be the first Indo-Caribbean person ever elected in the state of New York, which to me is amazing that we're talking about. We're in 2021, and this is the first time the Democratic committee has nominated, and they're looking for more inclusion and diversion on the bench because it's important. It's important that we represent our community and we look like the community that we serve.
And not forgetting, you live very local, so you're very involved in our community. And you know, a lot of folks might want to fight for something local, but they're not the one here to see what's going on. They're living on the island, they're somewhere far, but you are local and you are fighting for us. So guys, get out there and show her your love and show her your support. Get out there. Early voting starts October 23rd all the way to November 2nd. Thank you for all the hearts and all the love coming your way. The famous John from Queens, #1 West Indian YouTuber on YouTube. Check him out. And Mr. Fayuz, good evening to you. Thank you very much. Let's rock and roll with the beautiful Angels Caribbean Band as the Honorable Karen Gopi have to bid us farewell for now. You will see her on our program this Saturday on Spectrum TV, Channel 96. See you.
Thank you so much.
I'll just put this up behind you. That's not really yeah. I could edit it with anything I want. Okay.
Stopping me.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good luck. I'll have to go. And then, let's go selfies if you're
से लगी है तेरी निगाह कहती है कभी हाँ 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 कभी ना ना ना
अभी हा 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 अभी हा 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 अभी हा 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 अभी हा हा हा
कभी हाँ 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 कभी ना ना ना
Love, love, and more love coming to each and every one of you from Shanaz Musical Sensation. We have a beautiful singer in the building tonight. We'll be releasing her beautiful song in just a few. So share the link, share the love.
ओ माही
One of my favorite songs going out to Navin. Navin.
ओ माही वे माही मैनू छड्डियो ना कि तेरे बिन दिल नहीं लगना
Mr. Joseph Ramsamy, the beautiful voice of the Angels Caribbean. Beautiful Gita Bisram.
पीछे चलना
Happy anniversary to you and your beautiful wife. Happy 34th wedding anniversary going out to you, coming from your awesome, awesome children and your grandchildren.
क्या तेरे बाजू मेरा सच्चियां मोहब्बतां वे हो माही के दूर नहीं मिलना जिते भी तू चलिया
The beautiful Padma Singh.
मैं तेरे पीछे
Underground song in the building. Alvin Ramsaru, Bibi Mohammed.
ओ माही वे ओ माही
I love live music and I love the Angels Caribbean Band.
My princess, don't know what to say, girl. You got me speechless. Every day I'm thinking about you and how nobody else will do.
Apache Warrior.
Feel that I feel for you. Tell me, girl, that you feel it too. Can I give it
The beautiful Angela Moti all the way from the Sunshine State. Sanita Singh. Mr. Jesh all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Not forgetting Tasim Bash will be releasing his brand new song November 13th.
दिल विच तेरे आना मैनू रहन दे आँखों से आँखों वाले गल कहन दे दिल विच तेरे आना मैनू रहन दे आँखों से आँखों वाले गल कहन दे धड़कन दिल दिए तैनू पहचाने तू मेरा है मैं हूँ तेरे रब भी ये जाने तू रह सकदा नहीं मेरे सकदी नहीं तेरे बिन यार और किते तकदी नहीं क्या तेरे बाजू मेरा रंग तेरा छड्डिया वे कि हुन कोई रंग नहीं ओ छड्डना जिते भी तू चलिया माही मैं तेरे पीछे पीछे चलना माही मैनू छड्डियो ना कि तेरे बिन दिल नहीं ओ लगना जिते भी तू चलना ए माही मैं तेरे पीछे पीछे चलना
The beautiful Pearl Sahadeo. Poor day daddy. Good evening to you, Mr. Basdeo. Each and every one of you locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Thank you for sharing the link and sharing the love. Angels Caribbean Band. And let's go with another beautiful number coming from Angels Caribbean Band. As I love live music. Come on down and see them November 13, Majestic Marquez.
सुबह की शाम से
Navin Singh.
से बात भी
Danraj Balgobin.
तेरे भी
All the cast for SMS Birthday Bash.
देखो आज भी करो मेरी गुजारिश मोहब्बत का मोल दे मेरे ख्वाब का सारा सच बोल दे तू बन जा तू मेरी तू बन जा तू मेरी तू बन जा तू मेरी इश्क
Zabida Hussein, the Angels Craven Band, Geeta Bisram, sending her all my love from Shanaz Musical Sensation. Attorney at Law Rakesh Rampatab, the voice of our very own Geeta Bisram. Hey Sunita Inshanali, good night to you, Rahan Sahadeo. We have a beautiful lady in the studio, the beautiful Purday Sahadeo. Guys, put your hands together.
You got me craving, pacing, chasing you, I'm going crazy. It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our beautiful guest tonight in the studio, a beautiful singer releasing her second song with us on Shanaz Musical Sensation. Are you having a good time in the studio? She was actually sitting in the director's chair. So now she decided to come on scene, you know. It's always fun being in the studio. We love playing music and we love the people who brings the music to us, like yourself and all the wonderful artists. And I know for sure I want to shout out somebody in Trinidad and Tobago, all the wonderful artists in Trinidad, and my friend, Mr. Sahadeo, and Satnarayan Raghu. Good night, each and every one of you. Not forgetting Alvin Ramsarup, Underground Sound. That's right. I believe we are heading to the moon right now. It's possible. Just keep your fingers crossed. Miss Purde Sahadeo, good evening, and welcome to our studio. How are you doing tonight? Are you excited?
Yes.
Because I thought this was your first, but I didn't hear the first song she made, but we have the pleasure of listening to her second song, and then we'll attach the link so you guys could actually go back and listen to her first song. Is it on YouTube?
It is on YouTube.
Okay, so we will definitely hear that one, but tonight let's talk about your new song, Happy Navratri. It came out the perfect time. You were aiming for before Navratri, right?
Yes.
And we made it to release before Navratri finish. So guys, I want you to share the link, share the love, and we will definitely post the link in our chat so you could go back and listen to that song and share the link from her YouTube as well. So the title of the song is, I believe it's a religious number.
The second song?
Yeah, the one we're releasing.
Yes. It's Ma Muji Ache.
And I love it. So let's go with that song. Enjoy your listening to Shanaz Musical Sensation.
We've been pacing, chasing you, I'm going crazy.
माँ मुझे अपने आंचल में छुपा ले, गले से लगा ले, कि और मेरा कोई नहीं। माँ मुझे अपने आंचल में छुपा ले, गले से लगा
Beautiful indeed, and that is the beautiful Purday Sahadeo. And if you guys would like to book her for your birthday, I guess we're going to be booking her pretty soon. Alvin Ramsarup, Pearl Sahadeo, good evening to you. Let's give some credit to this beautiful song, and it was done inspired by... What was your inspiration behind the song? I know you said it's a Mother's Day song, but it's Ma, so it goes also for Mahalakshmi, it goes to your mom, and you will love to dedicate this to your mom.
Yes, yes. So originally I came across a TikTok, and when I heard this song, I was like, oh my God, I love this song. I want to sing this song. So then I contacted my producer, Roger Rabbit Ramutai in Trinidad, and then he sent the music, the track, and then I did my vocals here at Lock and Load Studios in Springfield Gardens, and then we sent it back to him. The production was good. I did have a little, in the beginning, kind of like...
Glimpse? Yeah, it happens.
Yes.
It happens.
And then Roger, he walked me through it and everything. So then when I searched the song, I looked it up, I noticed it was more like a Mother's Day song. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to dedicate it to my mom because she passed in 2017. And even at this time, it's fitting because our
it's
mother is a
Navratri,
depiction,
right?
Yeah,
of Mother Lakshmi.
Yes, correct.
So it came in the perfect time.
Perfect time.
And who inspired you? What was your the folks behind you telling you to go ahead and get it done?
Oh, well, we have all my family, my friends, because I do live singing on Facebook. So everyone tells me you have a nice voice and you
And
should.
we will be having her back here singing live. You know we love to do live in the studio. Last week we had the legendary from Homeland Guyana, Mr. Devendra Puran. This week we're having your release, and next week or following week, she'll be back singing live for you. Do you do Bollywood?
Yes, love.
What's your
Bollywood.
favorite Bollywood right now?
Right now, there is this song by Steven Ben. It's Toda Toda Pyar Tumse.
Toda Sa Pyar. Is that no different one?
It's a
Can you
new
give us a
song.
note?
Steven Ben. Yeah.
Seven Ben. Okay, so
थोड़ा थोड़ा प्यार हुआ तुमसे कि थोड़ा इकरार हुआ तुमसे कि ज़्यादा भी होगा तुम्हीं से कि थोड़ा थोड़ा प्यार हुआ तुमसे.
and the meaning Tumse Toda Toda Pyar for you.
Oh, it's little by little, I'm falling in love with you.
Wow, beautiful indeed. Right up my alley when it comes to all the beautiful love songs to all you viewers out there. Dedicated to you guys. Urmila Guberdan, good night to you. And Altar Bibi Rafiq, good night. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Happy Navratri if you guys are celebrating Navratri. And I know I must say a special good night to Apache Warrior and the beautiful Veronica Jaglal for joining us on Shanaz Musical Sensation. You will be seeing them live up close and personal and in close as well right here. Let's see where this... There you go, the Angels Caribbean Band live with Sunita Singh, Mr. Navin Singh, and our very own Amir Khan. It is an awesome cast, so come on down and see Farouk the Irishman with his dancers, guys. November 13th, Majestic Marquis, Angels Caribbean Band, Tausif Baksh, Jesh, and Mr. Dhanraj Balgobin will be entertaining you guys. Come on down. Thank you to DJ Bold, World Care, and Stanley Raj, Main Street Insurance. Not forgetting AAA Auto, our wonderful sponsors for this event. November 13th, Majestic Marquis. Come on down, and yes, you will be amazed by the beautiful Angels Caribbean Band rocking with all the artists. The beautiful Pearl Sahadeo, Anita Jug Group, Auntie Nalini Naidu. And yes, that part of the song that you sing is indeed very beautiful, beautiful voice. Raman and Sohan, Dave Yankaran, the beautiful Yashoda Jagsar, Your DJ for tonight is SMS on the ones and the twos. Select the Bolt is off tonight. Old is gold, as they say, and gold never gets old. Sing along. Bibi Farouk, Sunita Mohabir, Ryan Sahadil. Hello to Salim. Taking it from the TOP, she is ready for Chutney Soca Monarch, Dave Yankaran. Anita J Group, Underground Sounds, Connectivity. Beautiful done. Well done indeed. Mr. Dave Yankran, good evening to you. That is Exotic Prints. The number is there for all your customized t-shirts, hats, mugs, I believe, as well. So call them Exotic Prints today and get your t-shirt, you know, all your customized design. And those are just SMS for now. But Halloween is coming up. So if you guys want some scary, I mean, that one is scary right now up on there. Here is Freddy Krueger for you guys. If you guys want some Halloween graphic on those t-shirts, call Exotic Printing. Personalized shirt by yours truly, for Mr. Jesh. Exotic Prince 929-231-0351. And beautiful song indeed. And your next recording will be a Bollywood, I believe you said, right?
Yes.
And I think she wants to go for that new song. Are you gonna record a new song?
Not sure yet. I have a few that I'm trying to narrow it down to. I do have a chutney that I wrote 10 years ago that I plan on
10 years ago.
yes.
Wow. So let's do that one and then we'll go to Bollywood, you know.
Yes.
As an independent, motivated young woman, she is an entrepreneur living in New York, raising two beautiful, handsome boys. And yes, she's doing her thing. You know, music moves us no matter what position we are or we are in life. I know doctors who enjoy music. You know, it's a therapy. So if you love music, listen to it. Listen to what makes you happy. And music is its own therapy. So it's Mystics.
Yes, so the production came out of Mystic Studios. I'd like to thank my producer, Roger Rabbit Ramuta.
I thought Roger Rabbit was a cartoon.
I know. I really don't like calling people by their nickname, but he has it, you know.
So big up to the producer,
Yes.
Mr. Roger Rabbit.
Out of Mystic Studios. Also, Lock and Load Studios that did my vocals. And I would like to say a special happy birthday to Alvin, DJ Alvin of Underground Sounds. And thank him very much for arranging this interview for me with you.
He's a wonderful friend of mine, and he's doing his thing when it comes to DJing. You know, if you guys need a DJ, it's Underground Sound, not just in Schenectady, but right here in Queens, New York. Call him. And we see we have a fellow Lion member locked on, Mr. Rabindranath Singh. Good evening to you. Dave Yankran, good evening. Let's rock and roll. The time is now to call Access 24 Homes. When it comes to real estate, it's Access 24 Homes. Rabindranath Singh, good evening to you. And let's go with another beautiful number that we are releasing tonight on Shanaz Musical Sensation, done by Ariana Takardine. The voice of the young and beautiful Ariana Takardine, a contestant on the Rising Star with Mr. Ranjiv and Anil in your dunya. beautiful song done by Ariana Takradine, young and talented, all the way from NYC. Shanaz Musical Sensation. Stanley Ramsrud, good night to you, Mr. Dave Yankran. Not forgetting Alvin Ramsrup, happy birthday to you. And thank you guys for being in my company every Thursday right here on Shanaz Musical Sensation. We had the honor of interviewing the beautiful and honorable Karen Gopi, who is our Democratic candidate for a Supreme Court in Queens. So Queens County Supreme Court. We urge you guys to get out there and vote. You know, bringing you some education with some music. That's what we do right here. I want to say thank you for stopping by, and beautiful song indeed. I look forward to having you in our studio more often.
Thank you for having me. So thank you again to Shanaz Musical Sensation.
And Underground Sound. I know you want to say Underground Sound as well. Alvin Ramsaroop.
Thank you to Alvin Ramsaroop, Underground Sound.
Pearl Sahadeo, sending all his love from
my dad. Oh, hi to my sister Pearl Sahadeo, my dad Basil Sahadeo, my brothers Sham and Ryan, also to my nephews Salim and Samir, also to my niece Haley. So, and thanks to all my friends and family who encouraged me to do this, you know, to pursue my passion. Singing is my passion. Food and singing.
Well, that's two good passions to have, you know. Traveling is one of mine too. So I travel with music and food. So what a great combination.
Yes.
So guys, thank you for being in our company. Bahasdeo Sahadeo, Pearl Sahadeo, good night to you, Stanley Ramsrud and Dave Yankran, and all you wonderful friends that's locked on to Shanaz Musical Sensation. You can check it out, this program, on my website, www.shanazmusicalsensation.com. It's also on YouTube, and it will be uploaded to the famous John from Queens YouTube. So good evening to the Firishman himself, Apache Warrior. Let's go with some beautiful tunes straight out of, I'm hoping, the Angels Caribbean Band. Let's go with some West Indian chutney that is, you know, fresh off the press. And I love Atif Aslam. So guys, thank you for being in our company tonight. There we have it. Where is Apache Warrior? I do believe we should play a song by Apache Warrior. Beautiful songs up on YouTube. And this is titled Managalis. Enjoy.
Some man never talk about them a gearless, but when you check it out, them boy them a gearless. But you see the warrior, me living in the girl nest, with the queen bee or the princess. No stress, hear why? Have no girl every day of the week, you can't rest like time you can't sleep. Have no girl every day of the week, you can't rest like time you can't sleep. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, double on a Sunday, double on a Sunday. Girl and knock on me door, feel insecure. Be a the man, they want me take them on tour. Cause me loving galore, out to the core. When the girl is sick, me got the cure. After that, so me can go explore. And me find all the treasure, off of the shore. No time to sleep, no time to snore. Time to work like a gold, me a board. And me knock you with me hammer like a me name Thor. Before me complete the chores, sweet down from ceiling straight to the floor. You say ma said that I me them adore. Long time ago they should have meet me before, meet me before. Have no girl every day of the week, you can't rest like time you can't sleep. Have no girl every day of the week, you can't rest like time you can't sleep. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Apache Warrior, November 13th, Majestic Marquez alongside the Angels Caribbean Band. Sampat, good evening to you. The law office of Mr. Rakesh R. Rampatop, attorney at law. Call him for all your immigration needs.
Description. Some of them rich and some of them poor. Have done girl in every nation. Young a Brazil and down Singapore. If you want a girl, Mr. Me, you can check. Have them enough, just like the store. Me back one and half, we got import some more. 10 from Kingston and down a poor.
That was the voice of Apache Warrior. November 13, Majestic Marquez. Here goes Mr. Jesh Ramanan all the way from Trinidad and Tobago.
जादू सजाने लगा पागल बनाने लगा कुछ यारे आने लगा कुछ भूले जाने लगा क्या ना करे क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे
The beautiful Red Sonia, the voice of Mr. Jesh Ramanan. The beautiful Fiona Stewart.
जादू सजाने लगा पागल बनाने
And this video played so many times on Shanaz Musical Sensation, which airs on Spectrum TV every Saturday afternoon, 4:30.
कुछ भूले जाने लगा
If you miss any of my program, check it out on www.shanazmusicalsensation.com. Click on the merchandise tab for all your customized t-shirts.
जादू सजाने लगा
पागल बनाने लगा
कुछ यारे आने लगा
कुछ भूल जाने लगा क्या ना करे क्या करे
ये दिल क्या करे ये दिल क्या करे
The voice of Mr. Jesh Ramadan, Mr. Dale Moti, good night to you, and the beautiful Angela Moti. Guys, Angela Moti will be in NYC November 13. There she is, the lady in red. And November 13, Majestic Marquez, come on down and see her live in person. Angel Screaming Band rocking alongside all these wonderful singers. We have our very own Amir Khan from Guyana Navin sing, Sunita sing, and not forgetting Mr. Tasif Baksh will be releasing his brand new Fresh Off the Press on Shanaz Musical Sensation. So November 13th is that date. I want to see each and every one of you come on down. Pearl Sahadeo, good night to you. Amir, how you doing? And yes, I am excited as well to see her. And somebody say Homeland Guyana. Well, we can't forget Homeland Guyana heading down that way pretty soon. So let's rock and roll. I believe we have a song selected by yours truly in the studio. And this one is titled, let's see if you know the title. It's done by yours truly from Trinidad and Tobago. Satnarayan Raghu Ratan. So do enjoy. Ratan Lambia by Mr. Satnarayan Raghu on Shanaz Musical Sensation. His latest release selected by yours truly, Miss Purday Sahadeo. Bungalows Factory, Satnarayan Raghu, Bibi Khan, good evening to you.
चम 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 अंबरा दे तारे कहंदे ने सजना तू ही चन मेरे इस दिल दा मन ले वे सजना तेरे बिना मेरा हुए ना गुजारा छड़ के न जावे मैनू तू ही है सहारा काटू कैसे राता ओ सावरे जिया नहीं जाता सुन बावरे केरा लंबे यारे कटे तेरे संग यारे केरा लंबे यारे कटे तेरे संग यारे
Ratan Lambia done by Satnarayan Raghu. His latest release.
मेरी गल्लाएं होगी मशहूर करना कभी तो मुझे नजरों से दूर कित चलिए चलिए जान दाए दिल ये तू जान दे ये तू तेरे बिना मैं न रहूं मेरे बिना तू कित चलिए काटू कैसे राता ओ सावरे जिया नहीं जाता सुन बाबरे केरा लंबे यारे कटे तेरे संग यारे केरा लंबे यारे कटे तेरे संग यारे
Beautifully done indeed by Mr. Satnarayan Raghu from the Bungalows Factory. So what's coming up next on Shanaz Musical Sensation? We love to entertain you guys. We love to keep things fresh. And yes, I know I have Viram's beautiful song. Of course, I have to play it for you.
सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसू की धार मेरे सावरे सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसू की धार मेरे सावरे
Mr. Viram, all the way from Trinidad. Sonale Pukar, happy Navratri to each and every one of you.
सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसू की धार मेरे सावरे
It's hot.
विनती करूं मैं तो से जग के किवैया डूब न जाए मेरी आशा की नैया विनती करूं मैं तुझसे जग के किवैया डूब न जाए मेरी आशा की नैया किसको दिखाऊं जाके दर्द मैं अपना कोई नहीं है मेरा कृष्ण कन्हैया सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसुओं की धार मेरे सावरे
The beautiful Bibi Khan, Angela Moti.
मैंने प्रभु आज तक कुछ नहीं मांगा मैंने प्रभु आज तक कुछ नहीं मांगा आज तो जान दे दे अपनी दया का बदले में चाहे मेरी जान भी ले ले बचा ले सहारा दाता इस दुखिया का सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसुओं की धार मेरे सावरे मैं तो एक भीख मांगू तो से फैला के हाथ रे सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसुओं की धार मेरे सावरे
Prayers do move mountains. So stop whatever you're doing and start praying. DJ Simran, how you doing? Good night to each and every one of you. Thank you for being in our company tonight as we're playing our final song. It's time to hit out of the studio or maybe do some recording on the green screen. You know, new things are coming up, so keep it locked to Shanaz Musical Sensation. Until next time, take care. All the best to you and yours, and let's leave you with Mr. Raymond Ramnarine, the music boss. Beautiful song indeed. Let's go.
The music boss, bring it down, diddy down, down, bring it diggy down, bring it down, diddy down.
Nasima Rohaman from Toronto. Good night to you.
Addicted to you. My baby girl, I am addicted to you. I am addicted to you. You, यार है मुझको तूने कहा था तुमसे नहीं रूठेंगे कभी दिल की तरह से आज मिले हैं कैसे भला छू लेंगे कभी तेरी बाहों में बीती हर शाम बेवफा ये भी क्या याद नहीं क्या हुआ
तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा भूलेगा दिल जिस दिन तुम्हें वो दिन जिंदगी का आखिरी दिन होगा क्या हुआ तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा
Annie, good evening to you. DJ Simran, Dave Yankaran, Alvin Ramsaroop.
भूलेगा दिल जिस दिन तुम्हें वो दिन जिंदगी का आखिरी दिन होगा क्या हुआ तेरा
Mr. Fayuz Ali, good night, good night.
कसम वो इरादा ओ कहने वाले मुझको फरेबी कौन फरेबी है ये बता वो जिसने गम लिया यार की खातिर या जिसने प्यार नक्शा दौलत का ऐसा भी क्या कि तुझे कुछ भी याद नहीं क्या हुआ तेरा वादा वो कसम वो इरादा break it down diddy dee down dee down dee break it diggy diggy dee down dee down dee break it down diddy dee down dee down dee hey yo my sweet son say I'm addicted 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 to you my baby girl I am addicted to you say I'm addicted 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 to you you
The beautiful Nirma T. Dot. Annie, good evening to you. Dave Yankaran. And we'll leave you with that song for now. Mr. Raymond Ramnarayan, the music boss indeed. Until next time, thank you guys for being in our company. You will be seeing more of Miss Purday on Shanaz Musical Sensation live music coming your way. November 13 is our birthday bash. So yes, see you guys November 13, Majestic Marquee. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Remember, your care is important. Self-care is important. It comes first. Without you, there's nothing else. So take care of yourself before anything else. God bless you and yours. Until next time, mwah, good night. Annie's watching us from Trinidad. Thank you, DJ Simran.